Hello and welcome to ILTV's Evening Update. I'm Aaron Porras here with the latest news from Israel. Today, close to 3,000 protesters filled the streets of Haifa to demand the closure of the ammonia storage tank in the area. The protest came hours after a court ruling that will allow the facility to continue to operate in the northern coastal city. The Haifa municipality submitted its petition to close the ammonia facility last month, following a city-commissioned report concluding that the facility posed a serious risk to the population. According to the report by Professor Ehud Keinan of the Technion Shulich Faculty of Chemistry, if ruptured, the ammonia storage tank would release a toxic cloud potentially suffocating 16,000 people. This potential disaster has not gone unnoticed by Israel's enemies either. In fact, Hezbollah leader Hassan Nasrallah has threatened to target ammonia facilities with rockets in the event of another armed conflict with Israel. The tank is operated by the Haifa Group, a multinational company specializing in the production of fertilizers. Even though the GAZA Report has yet to be publicly released, it's already causing quite a bit of controversy. The report is expected to accuse former IDF Chief of Staff Benny Gantz and former Minister of Defense Moshe Ya'alon of failing to properly prepare the IDF for the 2014 Gaza war. According to Israel's Channel 10 News, the report is expected to state that Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Ya'alon only discussed Hamas's extensive tunnel network with cabinet members once, months before the fighting began. The report is also expected to criticize Gantz and others for telling residents that it was safe to go back to their homes near Gaza during a temporary ceasefire, despite the fact that Israeli settlements in the area were still subjected to rocket fire from Gaza. On Thursday, dozens of people attended Israeli Pride x2 at Beit HaChayal in Tel Aviv. The program aims to double the number of women and LGBT combat soldiers within the IDF. Israel Pride x2 is created by a former combat officer, Omer Nachmani, and several of his friends, in order to extend support to LGBT community members and women serving in combat. The program featured 4 female lawmakers, Stav Shafir from the Zionist Union, Yael German from Yesh Atid, Sharen Haskel from Likud, and Meirav Ben-Ari from Kulanu, who spoke at the event. Shafir, who spoke first, told the audience that she receives many letters from soldiers who are too afraid to come out of the closet during their military service. She affirmed her support for the project by stating that we are seeing a wave of comments against women and LGBT members in the army by those who never served and who are trying to bring us backwards by years. In the upcoming months, they hope that their organization will lead to the creation of a military preparatory program to empower and provide guidance for women and LGBT community members who wish to serve in combat. Today, in a letter, 24 Bedouin reserve soldiers said that they would refuse to continue serving in the IDF in response to the deadly incident at the village of Al-Hiran. Last month, Yaqub Musa Abu Al-Kiyan was shot by police before his car slammed into Officer Erez Levi, killing both men. Public Security Minister Gilad Erdan and Israeli Police Commissioner Roni Alshekh quickly described the incident as a terror attack and made statements insinuating that Abu Al-Kiyan had been associated or at least inspired by the Islamic State. However, the Justice Ministry's investigation that has yet to be released reportedly contradicts those claims. The report is expected to conclude that the police shooting caused Abu Al-Kiyan to lose control of his car, subsequently causing it to hit Officer Levy. The letter was written by a group of 25 reservist soldiers of Bir al-Maksul, a predominantly Bedouin town of northern Israel. They also demand that the government begin to address the perceived mistreatments of their community, specifically workplace discrimination. Though Bedouins are not required to serve in the army, there is an estimated 1,500 currently volunteering in the IDF. Hamas is accusing Egypt today for allegedly killing 3 of its members in a tunnel under the Gaza-Sinai border yesterday morning. The tunnel was one of many being used to smuggle goods, weapons, personnel, and more between Egypt and the Gaza Strip. According to reports, the tunnel near the Rafah border city was damaged by Egyptian military forces when Hamas members entered to repair it. After subsequently inhaling toxic gas during attempts to repair the tunnel, 3 died and 5 were injured. Hamas said, quote, "There's no justification for the use of such dangerous methods against civilians under siege," end quote, with regards to Egypt's alleged operation. Far from civilians under siege, however, Hamas is classified as an internationally recognized terror organization, which came to power in the Gaza Strip through the bloody Hamas-Fatah civil war in 2007. Hamas's tunnel network first came into the fore during the 2014 Gaza-Israel war, where Israeli forces destroyed many of the tunnels. Hamas has since been rebuilding its network, though both Israel and Egypt have been steadfast at dismantling or destroying them where they're found, in efforts to continue their blockade around the coastal enclave. According to Hamas, over 22 members of their armed wing have been killed since 2016 while preparing equipment. The majority of the accidents occurred in tunnel collapses. That's all for now. Stay tuned on ILTV.tv for our main daily broadcast playing after this. I'm Aaron Porras, and see you next time with our morning briefing from Israel at 8 a.m. Eastern Time.